This is a short video about how to use your Sparklet soda siphon. Many of you will have seen siphons like this in junk shops, bric-a-brac stores, on eBay, and thought, you know, it's a nice piece of modern design, or classic vintage modern design. So there you are. There's an example one, and there's some more in the background there of the different types of Sparklet siphons that were marketed from about the late 40s right through to 1981, when they stopped manufacturing these. So this is one from roughly the 1970s. It's called a Hostmaster 3, and this one has been reconditioned by us at Aqua Spumante, and I just thought it would be a good idea to show you how easy it is to actually work this. So what we have is a head which contains some valves, etc., and that's screwed on the top. So just unscrew that, put that to one side, and then we have a neck seal, combined neck seal and dip tube, and that's a remanufactured one, and that's designed to fit pretty much most of them, most of the Sparklets range of soda siphons, and lots of other classic soda siphons. And then in there, inside, in the top of the neck, you have a neck sleeve, and that is designed with the right tool to come out. There we are. And that's very important that when we fill it up, that's going to be needed inside, because that stops you filling the body of the siphon right up to the top with water, which will mean that there's no airspace in there, or gas space, for the excess carbon dioxide to go to and to pressurise the bottle. If you take this out or don't have it, then you really do need to have it, because it's a safety feature of this. If you take this out and then pressurise this, you could you could cause an accident, because you will overload the body if it's water wedged, i.e. filled to the top with water. The gas needs some space to go so that it can dissolve into there. So if you've got any water in there, what you need to do is clean it out. We've already done that with this one, and make sure that there we are, the neck sleeve sits in there, and it sits flush or just below the surface of the neck. Okay. We'll fill that with water, and virtually all of the Sparklets range of siphons takes a quart, 1 US quart, 2 pints, or about 900 millilitres of water, and you just need to fill it up. You can fill it up either with a funnel, like I'm doing here, or from the tap. And there you are, that's now full. The dip tube, when you filled it right up to the top, it will actually start to overflow, or it should start to overflow before you reach a litre. And that prevents you from filling it right to the top. It gives you an airspace in there, roughly the height of the dip tube, and the neck sleeve. And you have similar neck sleeves in, this is the Hostmaster 3, and slightly shorter ones in the Globemaster, which is the big round one over there, and also the streamlined versions, they have them in as well. So what we do is we put the neck sleeve in, and then we put in the neck seal and dip tube, push that down. As you can see, it's now flush with the top, and then we put on the head. Now, you need to put this on carefully, and you should be able to just screw it initially down, just lightly. Make sure you don't cross the thread, because because that could damage the head, which is made out of plastic. So what we do is we tighten that down, hold on to the spout, not the handle, because the handle could get bent. The spout is really strong. Put some force into it, that compresses the rubber neck seal and make sure that it seals properly. Now, this is the feature where the carbon dioxide capsule goes into. So we get a key. Now, any one of the keys shown here, they will fit. They didn't change the thread throughout the entire 60-year production period, from the very first ones in the 1920s, class ones, right through to the latest ones, which were the Aquarius models. So we get a capsule, like that. Now, check that the neck area is nice and shiny, or nice and smooth, because that's needed to seal properly in here, because in this version there's an O-ring seal inside there that seals against the smooth of the metal here. So if it's all rough, then it won't seal properly and a lot of the gas will escape before it gets inside the bottle. So, do put that on. Just run the thread on, run it onto the thread. Shouldn't feel any significant resistance initially until you get to the bottom. And then, whilst the gas is going in, you want to shake it backwards and forwards like that. Until you hear all the gas has gone in. Once you can't hear anything further, you can take the capsule holder and capsule off. Just slowly unscrew it. And did you hear that? Just a little psst of gas right at the end. And that should just be for literally less than a second and then stop. And the capsule has been punctured in there. So, the capsule now having been punctured, that's waste, and you can take that off to recycling. It's just made out of steel. Zinc plated steel, I think. So that's nice and recyclable. Put the lid down. That's it. Now, that is ready to go. Now notice that there's no leaks coming from here. And there's no leaks coming from there. And you can't hear any hissing. And there's no water dribbling out of there. These are all common problems with soda siphons that haven't been reconditioned, just been bought from a junk shop or off eBay. Now we can fix all of those issues. So the next thing is we fill the soda siphon with water to the correct level. That's the safe level because we've got the neck tube inside. Filled it with water, put on the head with the neck tube, with the seal and dip tube, which goes down roughly to the bottom. Put the gas in using one of the keys. And we can use any one of these keys, they all fit. And now we've got fizzy water in there. Now it's important that you actually shake it because that allows the carbon dioxide to dissolve into the water. It would have been even better if this had been chilled because cold water dissolves carbon dioxide a lot better. So when we dispense some fizzy water out here, it may be very fizzy because it's quite warm. So we'll see what happens. There we are. You can see that's rather fizzy. And that's because it's warm. Now, what you may have noticed or just seen there is there's a little dribble of water at the end. And this is entirely normal. What happens is a little bit of the water gets caught inside the pipe here in the spout, and then eventually it just dribbles out. Now, that dribble should just be literally half a dozen drops. If it continues to dribble afterwards, or dribbles continuously, you've got a problem with the seals in the head. So we'll deal with that in another video. Thanks very much for watching. This video has been produced by Aqua Spumante to demonstrate some of their reconditioned Sparklets soda siphons. Bye-bye.